We are now learning that it's 8 backcountry skiers that have been found dead after that avalanche near Lake Tahoe. One more skier is still missing at this hour. You may remember we've been reporting that the roaring snow buried a group of 15 skiers there near Truckee in the Sierra Nevada mountains last night. Rescue crews have been out ever since, and now they've managed to find 6 survivors. But the dangerous weather is hampering the search for that remaining skier. That includes the threat of new avalanches. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the news conference that's happening right now.
Sources that incident commander needs to safely and successfully complete that mission. So during this time period, one of my personnel was communicating with one of the guides for over a 4-hour period, giving information back to the Nevada Sheriff's Office and, coordinating what rescues could be permitted. So we have a very, very robust, as the sheriff said, very robust mutual aid system in California. It usually starts surrounding counties, cities help themselves. Where we really come into it is when resources need to come from regional or statewide. And in this case, the request for specialized equipment. Now, you're talking about a winter situation where you have to have rescuers that, searchers, rescuers that have the right equipment. They can stay out overnight if needed be in this environment. So we reached out statewide as far away as Ventura and Los Angeles County for certain specific type of resources that the sheriff was needing. As she has mentioned, this is not, at this point, is not a resource issue. The resource has been met. However, we here at Cal OES will still be assisting through the recovery process to get that whatever is needed to recover the decedents from where they're at right now. So with that, that's all I have right now. Thank you. I'll be around to answer questions later on. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chris Foutrier. Last name is spelled F as in Frank, E-U, T as in Tom, R-I-E-R. I'm the forest supervisor of the Tahoe National Forest. The Sierra Avalanche Center is hosted on the Truckee Ranger District of the Tahoe National Forest. I was able to speak with one of the professional forecasters there as they were on their way to the field to get some more field data for the regional forecasting job they have, which is over 5 forests and 2 state region. I too want to extend my condolences to the families who are dealing with lost family members, and a sincere thank you as well to the courageous search and rescue folks who responded quickly and under dangerous conditions. I'd point you to the Sierra Avalanche Center's website for the best information on this avalanche. What we do understand is that it was about a football field in length. It resulted when a persistent weak layer had a large load of snow over the top of it. That persistent weak layer is still there and has reloaded with another 3 feet of snow, so the hazard remains high. And happy to answer any further questions that I can. Thank you.
So with that, we'll open up public questions on a first come basis. I see your hand there. Before we go with that, if we could keep in mind again the decedents, please. We won't be sharing any information on the decedents out of respect for the family.
Can you talk about the conditions, and I can open it up to whoever wants to take this one. I know our meteorologists knew at least a week in advance that this storm was going to be a severe one. I'm sure you all knew, had your resources mobilized. I'm sure that everyone from Caltrans to CHP had realized that this was going to be a major storm system. In situations like this, is there a cautionary message that you would like to convey to the community, knowing that a storm like this was coming in and that the avalanche danger was going to be high? Going forward, how can we prevent disasters like this from happening?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Yeah, lots of forecast on this storm. Those are the decisions that the guide company clearly had made. We're still in conversation with them on the decision factors that they made, but definitely a heed for everyone. The backcountry it's beautiful. There's not a lot of people out there, and that's where a lot of people like to recreate. I myself like to recreate in that area, but Mother Nature does not seem to it doesn't seem to matter, right? No matter how prepared you are, no matter how experienced you are. And again, heeding the warnings of it takes all resources from multiple different agencies to respond to emergencies. And when we have multiple emergencies going on, we too had a different search and rescue mission in the north section of our county, just because of the amount of snow that was coming down. So recognizing it's not just you, that you're impacting the potential for resources getting deployed somewhere else. And yeah, trying to put that information out as much as we can. We have great partnership with all of the media and listening to your guys' newscasts, listening to our local newscasts on the prediction of that weather, I think is important. And most people do heed that. In this particular instance, it was day 3, they were on their way out, and they came across this avalanche. So appreciate the question.
Sheriff, I understand the need for privacy for the families, of course, of the victims. But there are so many people across the state, and for the country for that matter, who really care or give you their condolences. My question is, can you give us even just whether they are from California or perhaps their hometown? I'm not asking for anything more, but anything with their hometown and their state perhaps?
Yeah, multiple different states, definitely. And again, we did have a conference call with all members this morning, and we assured them that we would not be putting names out. They're still reeling, quite considerable, and I could not imagine what they're going through. So as soon as we can get that information out, we will. And the first people that are going to hear this information clearly is the families that are affected. Again, this affects not only our communities, but other communities.
It's now being called the deadliest ski-related avalanche in UN history. Heartbreaking news out of Nevada City, California there. After day 3, they were on their way out. A group of 15 skiers went missing because of the avalanche. 6 were rescued. We've now confirmed that 8 of those skiers found dead. 1 is still missing. You heard there from the sheriff's deputy. It's a beautiful area. People love to go out into the Castle Peak Mountain. It's about 9,000 feet high. It's a beautiful backcountry area where people love to ski. The Castle Peak Mountain, not far from Lake Tahoe, a very popular skiing area, also close to the Truckee area. But it is sad news to report as we're monitoring this live press conference out of Nevada City. Still, 1 skier is missing out of that group of 15. Apparently, they were not all locals. They were from multiple states. And learning more about not only the area, but that Mother Nature, as you heard from the sheriff's deputy, just can't dictate what happens when you go out on an adventure like that.